Hello, welcome back for our final day of this Shameless Self-Care Challenge, day 5. And if you're still here, hi, welcome. I see you. I totally see you. And this is not the easiest work to do. It's not the easiest to really look at our stuff and be with the shadowy parts of ourselves, right? And you're doing it. I imagine that upon entering this challenge, many could have been like, oh, it's just going to be a fun self-care challenge and we're going to talk about all of these self-care practices and just give ourselves more things to do, more band-aids. Hey, Christy, hey, Kath, more stuff to do, more things to add to our to-do list. So if you're still here, you've quickly realized that that's not my style. I am very much interested in identifying the ways that block us from knowing what we want and from finding our own authentic, fluid way of living, of relating to ourselves and to others and to the world around us, and not just giving band-aid surface fixes. So I see you and I honor you if you're still here. Like, you're freaking awesome. I want to party with you and be friends. So these are and it's not to speak ill of anyone who's not still here. It's just we're all on different parts of our path, right? Different parts of our journey. Yes. So it's been such a rich, beautiful week, and clearly we're ready, right? Feeling inspired and ready to become our sovereign creator selves and to exercise our power more clearly and intentionally. Christy, yes, it's great to be with you live. I'm glad you're able to catch me as well. So ultimately, I mean, this week has been put together very intentionally and kind of sequentially with the why. And maybe you've noticed what you started with on Monday. Now that you've kind of worked with it a little bit more, maybe it's shifted or even become clearer, which is beautiful, or maybe has turned into something else entirely than what it was on Monday. But always revisiting that why and making it very, very personal, and checking in and asking, is this still me, or is this rooted in something else? Is it coming from some other place that's not really authentically me, but maybe what I think my why should be, or the thing or the why that fits the version of me that I think I am or that I think I need to be, right? So we identified that why. We talked about boundaries and how they really serve to create the structure, the container that protects this why, and how it's ultimately our responsibility to see these desires of ours, this why of ours, these intentions of ours into reality. It's our responsibility. And in bringing those things into fruition, it takes that loving self-discipline we talked about. And yesterday, of course, was love and forgiveness and that flowing through the heart and integrating all parts of ourselves into this experience. And so, again, this isn't the conventional self-care that we're taught or that we talk about, right? We're only really ever focused on the surface level, and it's so much more than that. And I think that really does us a disservice, because then that just breeds more frustration and more defeatistness, feeling defeated, and it's not serving anybody. So for me to sit here, or anyone really, to sit there and tell us, oh, do yoga, meditate, do this, make sure your self-care game's on point, and then we're over here not able to truly connect with that or not following through with that, it's not serving us. So through going underneath, we're able to get to the root of it all and come up with something that does serve us at all times, because it's always going to be fluid. It's always going to be changing. And you can have what you want. It's okay. It is okay. Shame, as we've been talking about, and it's many friends. So it's many different iterations, whether it's guilt or embarrassment, anger, resentment. All of these things are rooted in shame, and that blocks the flow of love and joy and clarity, and ultimately blocks the flow of life. And we've talked so much about that this week. And I hope that this week has brought you clarity and intention, and has really provided a catalyst for deepening your connection, recommitting to your connection with your truest desires, and not just being kind of programmed or spoon-fed what they should be or what it should look like, but really connecting with, what do I actually want? Because then all of that consistency you're looking for will just naturally flow through you, because you're just kind of driven towards this feeling that you're seeking, towards this life that you're wanting to create. And that is self-care. That's self-care right there. Right there. Staying true to your authentic desires and doing what's necessary to have them be your reality. Period. It's that simple. And then it's that tough, because it can feel sometimes easier to ignore all that and to just go do more things, do all the things, have the self-care plan and the things that someone else told you to do. But caring for yourself is really listening and acting from there. And I came up with this metaphor because it's the holidays. So you already know what you need, right? And so think about it like giving a gift to somebody that you feel is really difficult to shop for. Maybe it's somebody that you're related to, so there's that expectation you're gonna give a gift, but you don't really know them all that well, and so you're like, well, shit, I don't know what to get them. And then you do research, right? Research, great gifts for uncles, or you think about it really hard, you ask for suggestions. So it's all this kind of mental production and the researching and all of this. But really, if we just were to maybe listen and observe, you don't even really need to spend that much time doing it. If you're just very focused on it, you'll know exactly what to get that person. And so it's the same type of theme when it comes to ourselves. If we can get out of the other stuff, the programs, the shoulds, all of the information that's out there that's coming at us just at such ridiculously high rates and speeds and frequency, like 24/7, we can kind of step away from all that and just really focus, pay attention. We know exactly what's needed. And the thing is, we're, like we've talked about, all the different ways that we're blocked. We can be full of the old gunk, the old unprocessed gunk. And so that we don't trust what's coming through. We don't trust what we do receive when we do pay attention. Or we feel unworthy of receiving it, or that we're not good enough, or that it's not possible. All these different things. So there's the shame again showing up, and it's making it feel like what we're receiving isn't real, or we're unworthy of receiving whatever insight we have received when we have actually just stopped and paid attention and listened within. You know what's best for you better than anybody else at all times. So always trust that. No matter how many times you have felt like somebody has made you feel that's not the case, that you don't know what's best, or you are untrustworthy. And this could take me down a whole other tangent about feminine shame in particular, and how women especially have been programmed to believe that they're less than and untrustworthy, and we don't know what's best. We don't know what's best for our bodies. We don't know how to have babies. We don't, we need all this other outside guidance. So there's been so much that has taken us away from trusting that insight and receiving it. And so then it makes it feel like we have to constantly be seeking and looking to the outside. Is any of this landing? Have you guys had experiences where you have known something and you've received that information from within and still find it hard to follow through with it or to trust it or to believe it? Let me know. Tell me. So, caring for yourself is fluid. We've been talking about this theme of spiral energy all week. It's a very fluid and dynamic experience for the rest of our lives. It's never rigid, it's never fixed, and it's intentional. It's in support of your vision and your desires. And okay, cool. Alicia, yes, she has experienced this. And Christy, yes, and she questions it. Yeah. So that brings us to today, which is trusting our intuition and having that intuitive insight and guidance when it comes to really just living an everyday life and in caring for ourselves. And I'm curious also, since you guys are lively today, I feel like I've just been talking to you all week. I want you to talk to me. And I forgot what I was going to ask you. Isn't that lovely? I feel like that anchor on, was it ABC? The really famous one who had a panic attack on live TV. I'm not having a panic attack, but he just like totally went blank. That's kind of how I feel right now. Kath. I actually feel quite calm today. Maybe a little too calm. That's why my brain's just like, hey man, it's all good. Trust your intuition. Care for yourself. One love. Peace. Yes, completely. I have had so many false starts, but I am not the person I was at the start of the week. I am so much more. I'm awake, alive, stronger, grateful, and more honest with myself. Thank you for helping me to recognize my truth. You are an incredible woman and goddess, sending you blessings of love, clarity, and light. And now you're going to make me cry. Thank you. Thank you. I am receiving that fully. Thank you for being here and for participating in this. And so the intuition piece, false starts. So does that mean you've received the intuitive, like, this is what I need to do, and then gone for it, and then not followed through? So there's that, like, yes, I'm gonna go, and then, no, I can't. That attraction, repulsion, which is super, super common, and is like the classic way that this will show up, because we know, right? We intuitively know what we need at all times. We know what we want. We know what we want our life to look like. We know what brings us joy. And then on the opposite side of that, we also know what we don't want. We know what we don't like. We know when we're miserable. And so many of us will kind of just stay in that place because we're ashamed of what we want. We don't trust what we want. We feel like we're unworthy of what we want. And so then we just kind of stay right here. And then we look for the Band-Aids to make us feel a little bit better while we are right here, because we feel like this is just kind of where we need to be, right? This is as good as it gets. So that's when those Band-Aids come. And in this, self-care, it's either doing what our friends do, doing something that we read in a magazine, just looking for this kind of insatiable appetite for fixes. And a lot of us too, we can turn to food or drugs or alcohol and just looking for that thing that's going to make us feel a little bit better while we're here. But it's not actually going to work. It's not going to feed us in the way that we know we need to be fed, and in the way that we actually know we deserve to be fed. So we looked at the ways this week, like I said, this week, with what we really want and that why. And so this why and this intuition piece that I'll get into today, this practice, those really, like the bookends of this week, those need to go together. They're like married, they're best friends, because your intuition will tell you what that why is. So they're BFFs. And then the boundaries and the discipline and the responsibility, all of that kind of holds them up. Yeah. And Kath's not going to compromise anymore. Good for you. You don't need to. And you're making some big changes in your life right now. And I remember months ago now, you talking about having that desire, that intention of leaving the job that you were at, and you knew what you wanted to do, and you wanted to serve in a more holistic manner. And so now that you're doing it, it's just, I'm so excited for you. Seriously, that's incredible. And Christy, stagnant. Say more, Christy, about this stagnant. Hey, Lauren. Hey, Mindy. So, intuition. There were two things that I wanted to share with you guys today about intuition. A practice and to connect more deeply to your intuition, and a prompt to leave you with after this week. Because I think we're in a really nice, open, juicy, empowered space after everything this week to do this little prompt that I'll leave you with. And first, this practice to really tune into the intuition. Intuition is not something to think into. It's something to feel into. And it lives in the body. Your physical body, and I am so passionate about embodiment. Lauren, I'm glad you're here too, in between clients. Thank you for taking a few moments to be here. And your clients are so lucky. One day you will get your hands on me. Lauren's a amazing flower, plant medicine sister and massage therapist. Intuition. What was I saying just now? Embodiment. Thank you. Okay. So your intuition lives in your body. And I am so passionate about getting us back into our bodies, because we've spent so much time in our minds and in our brains, and when we go through painful experiences or experiences that really shift our worldview, trauma, like we talked about, it makes that divide between us and our bodies feel greater. And so we're not as connected. It's just kind of this thing that doesn't feel safe to be in, that we're kind of trapped in and just carrying around. And to come back to that place of empowerment and sovereignty, we must get back into the body. And if you haven't listened to my embodiment podcast episode or read the blog that goes with it, I really, really recommend that. So the intuition, as well as all of your emotions and your feelings, live in the body. Anything else is really us just intellectualizing our experience, which is great, because that's part of it, and we want to understand, and we're human beings. We live to make meaning out of things. So that's a beautiful part of us. It's just one part. And it can feel safer to retreat to the mind, and to trust the mind, and to trust logic, and trust facts, and all of these neat little things that make us feel safe. But they're really just an illusion of safety, right? It's like my husband and I were talking about home security. And he's like, locks, because there's a lot of glass in our house, and the doors have glass, little glass window panels, and so they're not solid wood. And there's windows, and I was like, you need to lock the door. He's like, babe, it's for what? it's giving you this illusion of safety. It'd be quite easy just to, you know, get that little glass out of the way and reach on in and unlock the door if they really wanted to. Like it's or the lines on the highway. There's not a magical boundary there that's preventing anybody from, you know, heaven forbid, crossing over, but it's this perceived sense of safety and delusion of safety. So getting into the body and our intuition. One of the greatest practices we can do is so simple. Just kind of come into your body. Let me check comments real quick, make sure that we're together. It's not that you are stagnant. Think of it as resting and building your energy for the next step. Yes, exactly. I love that. And that's seasonally right now what is supported. I love seasonal living for all things, especially when it comes to our kind of personal growth path. And the energies of late fall going into winter is a time of introspection and contraction and rejuvenation and planning and cozying and rebuilding our strength. Everything right now is dormant and sleeping but there's a lot happening under the surface. So that's what's happening for you right now. Okay, intuition. So come just in a cozy place. So I imagine that you're seated right now watching this. And just let yourself land, arrive, relax into your body, turning your attention to your breath. And just kind of feel yourself drop. And just run the energy down out of your head. So you've been learning something right now and engaging, and all the energy's up supporting your higher faculties and your brain and your frontal lobe. And so now just dropping that energy, dropping everything down. Saying hello to everything below the neck. Continuing to breathe fully, deepening your inhales and lengthening your exhales. Bringing awareness to your toes and your feet. And your ankles and your calves. Your knees and your thighs. And your hips, your pelvis, your whole pelvic bowl, your womb space, yoni. Running up your abdomen, your chest and breasts and armpits, shoulders, arms all the way down to your fingers. And then neck, head, relaxing your face. And so just holding your whole body in your awareness, your beautiful vessel, your living, breathing temple, the house of your essence while you get to be here on this earth. So this is your translator, your antenna, and it helps you to engage in the world, or engage with the world around you, rather. You're a very sensorial creature, and through this suit that you get to wear, you have all of your answers and wisdom and guidance. And just acknowledging how ancient this body is. All of the matter that is making it up has literally been here since long before we could ever fathom. All of the building blocks, there's stardust and dirt, and everything that makes up everything is inside of your physical body. So this wise piece of beautiful meat that you get to walk around in has answers for you. It has stored all of your life experiences. It works like lightning fast. So anytime you think something or ask something, the answer automatically arises. So now, noticing what a no feels like in your body. I'm going to start telling you just simple, silly little statements that are false. And just notice how it lands in your body. Notice sensations. So sensations like tingly, expansive, warm, cold. Notice physical sensations and maybe where they land in your body, like belly or arms. The sky is green, right? The sky is not green, we know this, and so just feeling that very subtle shift. How do you know what I am telling you is false? Where do you feel it? The ocean tastes like chocolate frosting. Dogs meow. And then maybe you try it, telling yourself, and it helps to do it out loud. You can hear the sound of your own voice. It's very, very powerful to hear our own voice. And so maybe tell yourself something false. Maybe use the same statement a few times, just really giving yourself that space to feel, okay, what does that feel like when something is a no? Okay, and kind of shake that off. Just and come back to your body. Now shifting into yes. And still deepening breath. Breath fuels life, people. So have that breath flowing always. And now for the yes things. So my hair is down right now. My hair, me, not your hair. I don't know what your hair looks like, but my hair is down, right? We are on Facebook right now. The ocean tastes salty, not like chocolate frosting. And then you try telling yourself a statement you know is true. Maybe your name, or the place that you live, just something that you know is true. Noticing where this lands in the body, what this just simple little truth feels like. These little subtle, nuanced ways that our body is always speaking to us, and with practice and intentionality, we can know kind of more fluidly, more quickly what's happening and when, and what the answer is. And so now gently opening your eyes, coming back. Hello. And share, if you will, how that was, maybe where no presents itself and where yes presents itself, and just anything that came up. I'm too late, I have no idea what's going on, I'll just watch the replay. We were, I imagine coming in on that midway, must have been awkward. We were experimenting with our intuition and embodiment and knowing what no and yes feels like in our body, because our intuition speaks to us through the body, it doesn't speak to us through intellect. So we were tuning into the body, and this is a great exercise. So yeah, I would invite you to check it out a little later. So while you're rolling that out to me, I would love to share the prompt for today. So as I mentioned, I feel like this is a really good time to be with this upcoming little prompt I'm going to give you, because I feel like right now, and everything we've talked about with this week, we're in very empowered, excited places. Like Kath, for sure, your comment was beautiful. She's like, I'm not going to take it anymore. I am ready. I'm moving on. And I imagine many of us are feeling this way. It's also the end of the year, so we're kind of looking forward to whatever 2019 is going to bring us. And it's also a very, as I was saying about fall and winter, a very introspective time of going inward and rejuvenating and planning. So I would love to conclude this week by giving you this assignment. And really, like, if you're not a journal person, or if you've kind of been ignoring the other things that I've given you all week, that's fine. And this one, I really invite you to sit down with a writing utensil and a piece of paper, because there's something so powerful about that process. And take your time. We're going into the weekend, right? It's a good time. Take your time to really do this. And it is writing a vision for your life 1 year from today. And you have all these beautiful tools and resources that we've worked with all week to help you create this. And after today's intuition exercise, as you're writing these things, and if there's something that feels sticky, if you're like, I'm not sure if that's really my desire or what I think my desire should be for 1 year from now, or whatever, anything that might feel a little sticky, you can just tune right in and be like, is this a yes or a no? Like, what is this in my body? And let it guide you. So there you have it. There you have it. This week has been freaking awesome. And tomorrow, probably late afternoon, I haven't really picked a time, I will be doing the drawing for whoever has participated in all of the things in some fashion, like I laid out above, to win my newest course, that self-paced exploratory, yoni exploratory. I'm really excited to gift that to one of you. And yeah, let's see. Christy feels it in her gut. Yeah. And Lauren, what I learned in these moments with you today in your potent offering is the direct connection of current happenings that are a no landing in my throat and chest / lungs and mid upper belly. Okay. Truth, my yes, is landing in my third eye, sense of clarity, low belly, and womb space. I love that. Your womb and your sight. Sometimes these spaces change for me, but I'm super clear what is present for me right now and how my body is confirming, speaking my yeses and nos. Beautiful. It sounds very clear. It's just like a very clear, powerful understanding and landing. And you're very welcome. All of you, very, very welcome. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for participating and showing up for yourselves and sharing all of your really inspiring insights and being so open to all of this. I really look forward to learning more about you and to deepening the journey. And I'll be back tomorrow, like I said, for a little quick drawing. And I have so much love for all of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.